This isn't a Western about gold, war, or outlaws. It's a film about what people become when the rules stop existing. Fact 1. The title lies to you. The film never clearly defines who is good, who is bad, and who is ugly. Blondie steals, manipulates, and abandons partners without hesitation. Angel Eyes kills without remorse, but follows a code. Tuco is cruel yet deeply human. Leone refused moral clarity intentionally. Each label shifts depending on the scene. The audience projects meaning onto empty titles. Morality is flexible throughout. Survival replaces ethics entirely. No one behaves heroically for long. Kindness appears briefly and fades. Cruelty is distributed equally. Leone used the title as a trap. Viewers expect archetypes. They receive contradictions instead. The title is marketing, not meaning. That gap is the film's first joke. Everyone falls for it. The real message arrives later. Judgment requires more than a label. Fact 2. Eastwood barely speaks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money.
Clint Eastwood delivers fewer than 100 words in the entire film. Silence replaces characterization deliberately. Blondie communicates through action, not explanation. Leone distrusted dialogue as a storytelling tool. Eyes do more work than language. Reactions replace monologues. This frustrated studio executives initially. Audiences responded to the silence instinctively. Mystery fills the gaps left by words. The character becomes a projection surface. Viewers impose their own meaning onto stillness. Leone understood this dynamic perfectly. Dialogue would shrink the character. Silence expands him infinitely. Eastwood's restraint was not laziness. It was precision. Every word spoken carries triple the weight. Understatement amplifies impact. The less he explains, the more we believe. Silence is the performance. Fact 3. The war is background noise. The Civil War frames the entire film but never becomes the point. Leone used it as landscape, not subject. Soldiers suffer constantly in the background. Death is bureaucratic and anonymous. The war exposes systemic cruelty without commentary. Our three protagonists ignore it almost completely. Their treasure hunt continues regardless of bodies. This indifference is the film's sharpest critique. Leone made the war absurd without satire. Violence becomes routine. Heroism is absent on both sides. The conflict provides scale, not meaning. Greed persists through historical catastrophe. The gold outlasts every ideology. Leone never moralizes. The war simply exists. That neutrality is more disturbing than outrage. Humanity destroys itself while three men argue over a name on a grave. Fact 4. Ennio Morricone wrote the music before filming. Leone shot many scenes to Morricone's compositions, reversing the standard filmmaking process entirely. Music was not added to completed visuals. Visuals were built around completed music. This gave the film its unique rhythmic precision. Cuts happen on musical cues, not narrative logic. Tension builds exactly as the score dictates. The famous three-way standoff lasts nearly 3 minutes. Leone stretched time to match Morricone's structure. Without the music, the pacing collapses. The two men collaborated like architects designing the same building from opposite ends. The result is inseparable. Film and score breathe together. Most directors treat music as decoration. Leone treated it as skeleton. The film's bones are made of sound. Fact 5. The close-up is a weapon. Leone used extreme close-ups more aggressively than any director before him. Eyes fill entire frames. Sweat becomes visible. Micro-expressions replace speeches. This technique was considered excessive initially. Critics called it self-indulgent. Audiences felt something visceral instead. The close-up eliminates distance. Viewers cannot look away. Discomfort becomes intimacy. Leone borrowed this from Japanese cinema and expanded it dramatically. The face becomes landscape in his hands. Every wrinkle carries geological weight. Tension accumulates in silence through these shots alone. The standoff achieves its power entirely through facial architecture. No stunt work creates that dread. No choreography builds that suspense. Only proximity to the human face, held unbearably long, produces that specific fear. Fact 6. Tuco is the real protagonist.
I had lots of time to learn how to shoot with my left.
Eli Wallach's Tuco appears in more scenes than either co-star. His backstory receives the most depth. His motivations are most clearly explained. His relationship with his brother humanizes him entirely. Blondie remains mythic and distant. Angel Eyes remains predatory and cold. Tuco is fully human, which makes him most dangerous to dismiss. Leone originally conceived him as comic relief. The character expanded because Wallach refused to play him simply. Vulnerability crept into cruelty. Humor emerged from desperation. The audience laughs at Tuco, then feels ashamed for laughing. That discomfort is intentional. He is not the ugly one because he is unattractive. He is ugly because the world made him that way. His ugliness has causes. That distinction matters enormously. Fact 7. The film wastes nothing. At nearly 3 hours, the film contains almost no excess. Every scene plants information or reveals character. The rope cutting early on returns at the ending. Relationships established in Act 1 determine outcomes in Act 3. Leone constructed the screenplay like a machine. Every component serves a function. Seemingly random detours contain future payoffs. The Confederate officer mistaken for Union is not digression. It establishes the war's chaos and deepens Blondie's moral ambiguity. Leone trusted audiences to wait. Patience is rewarded consistently. Modern editing would eliminate 20 minutes and destroy the architecture. Length is not indulgence here. It is precision operating on a slower frequency. The film teaches viewers how to watch it. Those who accept the pace receive everything. Fact 8. The cemetery scene required 5,000 extras.
Here.
There's no name on it.
There's no name here either.
The climactic standoff takes place in Sad Hill Cemetery, a set built specifically for the film in Spain. 5,000 Spanish soldiers were recruited as extras. The circular arena was constructed from scratch. Leone needed scale to match the emotional weight of the ending. A small location would have diminished the confrontation. The geography mirrors the internal stakes. 3 men in an enormous wheel of graves. Death surrounds the living completely. The set communicates mortality without dialogue. Leone understood that visual environment carries meaning. Architecture becomes psychology. The circle has no exit. Every direction leads to a grave. The men choose direction through action alone. Scale amplifies consequence. The cemetery was not chosen. It was engineered. Fact 9. Angel Eyes never fails until he dies. Lee Van Cleef's Angel Eyes completes every mission assigned to him throughout the film. He finds every target. He extracts every piece of information. He never retreats and never miscalculates until the final confrontation. This consistency makes him genuinely terrifying. Most film villains fail repeatedly to build tension. Angel Eyes fails only once, at the cost of his life. His competence is not dramatic convenience. It establishes the stakes for the finale. Defeating him requires something beyond ordinary skill. Blondie must be better on a single occasion after Angel Eyes has been perfect for 3 hours. Leone built the villain carefully so the resolution would feel earned rather than inevitable. Competence makes the ending matter. Fact 10. Leone never romanticizes violence. Despite its reputation as a violent film, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly presents killing as ugly and costly. Death is not balletic. Wounds are not clean. Dying takes time and looks painful. The opening scenes show men shot from behind without warning. There is no honor in any of it. Leone strips away the glamour that American Westerns had spent decades constructing. Shootouts are not duels of skill. They are moments of whoever draws fractionally faster living while the other dies without ceremony. The film loves the iconography of the Western while undermining its mythology simultaneously. Leone is both celebrating the genre and quietly dismantling it. That tension is the film's most sophisticated achievement. Beauty and cruelty share every frame. Fact 11. The bridge scene was accidental.
Yeah, sure, I'm sure.
The explosion of the bridge during filming was detonated on the wrong take, destroying the set before cameras were fully ready. Leone was furious. The Spanish army, which had built the bridge, demolished it on an incorrect cue. Another bridge had to be constructed and destroyed a second time at significant cost. What appears seamless on screen was achieved through expensive crisis management. The chaos of production occasionally mirrors the chaos on screen. Leone's perfectionism demanded nothing less than a second explosion. The budget absorbed it. The result looks effortless. Most viewers assume one explosion was filmed from multiple angles. In reality, two bridges were built and destroyed to capture the sequence correctly. Accidents are expensive. Leone paid without hesitation. Fact 12. The film invented a visual language. The techniques Leone developed for this film became so widely imitated, they now feel like conventions. The extreme close-up, followed by wide establishing shot, is now standard. The standoff structure with escalating musical tension appears everywhere. Slow reveals of character faces through environmental obstacles became a template. Leone did not invent these tools individually. He combined them into a grammar that no one had systematized before. Subsequent filmmakers absorbed the grammar without always understanding its logic. What Leone used precisely, imitators used decoratively. The difference is visible. His close-ups serve psychological purposes, imitations serve aesthetic ones. The original remains more powerful because every choice was earned through narrative function, not stylistic preference. Fact 13. The gold has no moral weight. The treasure that drives the entire plot never becomes a symbol of corruption or redemption. It is simply money. Leone refused to moralize around the MacGuffin. Other films would use gold to represent greed's destruction or freedom's possibility. Leone treats it as neutral. The characters want it because it is valuable. Full stop. This refusal of symbolism is itself symbolic. Leone trusted the story to carry meaning without the gold doing thematic work. The gold remains the goal while meaning accumulates elsewhere. In the relationships, the betrayals, the landscape, the war, attaching moral weight to the gold would have been the easier and lesser choice. Leone's restraint here is as disciplined as his visual excess elsewhere. Fact 14. Leone shot in Spain, not America. The entire American Civil War epic was filmed in Almeria, Spain. The Spanish landscape stood in for the American Southwest, convincingly enough that most American audiences never questioned it. Leone had limited access to authentic American locations and limited budget for extended American production. The Spanish terrain offered similar geography at fraction of the cost. Local labor was abundant and inexpensive. The Spanish army provided extras, horses, and logistical support. This practical decision created an unintentionally distanced perspective on American mythology. A European filming America's most defining conflict from a foreign landscape brought an outsider's clarity. Leone did not romanticize American history because it was never his history to romanticize. Distance produced honesty. Fact 15. The flashback reveals everything. A brief flashback sequence revealing Tuco's relationship with his priest brother contains more emotional information than most films deliver in their entirety. Their confrontation in the church communicates lifetimes of divergent choices, mutual disappointment, and complicated love in under 5 minutes. Leone trusted compression completely. The backstory does not slow the film. It detonates in the middle of it. After this scene, Tuco's brutality makes complete sense without excusing it. We understand the wound without the film demanding sympathy. That distinction requires extraordinary precision. Most films explain characters until explanation becomes excuse. Leone explains once and moves immediately forward. The brother scene is the film's emotional center, despite lasting barely long enough to notice. Fact 16. The sound design is its own character. Leone and his sound team treated ambient noise as narrative element. Wind carries information. Footsteps communicate intention. The sound of a gun clearing leather arrives before the visual. Silence is deployed as precisely as dialogue. The absence of sound creates more tension than its presence. In the standoff, silence expands between musical phrases, until it becomes physically uncomfortable. Leone understood that audiences feel sound before they consciously register it. Physiological response precedes intellectual processing. He designed the soundscape to exploit this gap. Morricone's score and the sound design operate as a single unified instrument. Separating them is impossible. The film would not function without either component. Sound is not enhancement. It is architecture. Fact 17. Every character is running from something. Tuco is running from his past and his poverty. Blondie is running toward wealth without apparent purpose beyond accumulation. Angel Eyes is running from the moment when someone finally outdraws him. None of them have destinations beyond the gold. The civil war around them has stripped the landscape of futures. Leone presents three men whose entire existence is motion without arrival. The gold is a placeholder for meaning rather than meaning itself. This emptiness is not criticized by the film, it is simply presented. Leone observed that human beings frequently pursue goals that will not satisfy them and documented this without editorializing. The film ends not with satisfaction but with transaction. Blondie takes the money. Tuco is left alive. Everyone survives the emptiness, just differently arranged within it. Fact 18. The poncho was Eastwood's idea. Clint Eastwood brought the iconic serape from the first film in the trilogy and insisted on wearing it through all three productions. Costume designers initially resisted. The garment was not historically precise for a Civil War setting. Eastwood understood something the designers missed entirely. Continuity of costume created character continuity across three films. The poncho became iconographic shorthand. Audiences recognize the character before his face is fully visible. Leone eventually embraced this. Costume as identity shortcut serves the genre. The Western has always communicated character through visual signals. Eastwood simply made those signals permanent and transferable across multiple films. The garment is now so associated with the character that depicting the man with no name without it feels incomplete. Fact 19. The film has no hero. None of the three main characters perform a genuinely heroic action at any point in the film. Blondie occasionally protects Tuco, but only when it serves his own interests. He frees a dying soldier from the sun, but accepts the man's information before doing so. Bargaining precedes compassion consistently. Angel Eyes is professionally monstrous. Tuco is chaotically self-interested. Leone constructed a film about the American mythology of heroism that contains no actual heroism. The genre promised noble violence. Leone delivered competent violence and called the distinction the audience's problem to resolve. Viewers want to root for someone. Leone declines to provide a candidate. That refusal to deliver the expected emotional satisfaction is the film's most radical and enduring quality. Fact 20. The ending is a beginning. The film closes with Tuco screaming in the cemetery while Blondie rides away into the distance. Nothing is resolved beyond the immediate division of gold. The war continues. The landscape is unchanged. No lesson has been delivered. The survivors are richer and no wiser. Leone refused the Western's traditional moral resolution with absolute consistency. Good does not triumph. Evil is not punished. The ugly simply survives with a little more money and a lot of fresh humiliation. The film ends because the scene ends, not because the story concludes. These characters will continue existing somewhere beyond the frame, unchanged in any meaningful way. Leone believed that was the most honest ending available. Life does not provide conclusions, it provides pauses.